All right, I just want to do this recording real quick, try to clear up some confusion as far as installing a driver within ESXi hosts. So what you see here in front of you, I'm going to log into this host right here. So go ahead and log in. And you can see on the screen right now, this particular host is up and running. There's a couple of virtual machines running here, and vCenter is on. There's a Windows 10 machine that's off. We go under networking, under physical NICs, we see the NIC that we're using, and notice it's enabled, linked, and 1,000 megabits, so 1 gig full duplex. And we have a USB NIC card, so the system detects that there's a USB card there, but it's only detecting it at 100 megabits full duplex. So we need to install a driver in order to get that to function properly. So first thing, we have to go to the host, and we have to enable SSH. So I'm going to go to Actions, down to Services, and I'm going to click on Enable Secure Shell or SSH. And you'll notice once you do that, you're going to get a banner saying that this is enabled. So it's just something that you got to watch out for there. But the warning is so you don't have that open, so remote parties can try to get in and hack your box. So it's fine the way it is though. The next thing we're going to do is go to our storage. So on our data store, this is a local storage. I'm going to go to the data store browser. You can see some folders that are listed there. I'm just going to create a directory. I'll just call it something simple. Nice little 3-letter name. I'll just call it Zap. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to upload the driver file. You can download this off of Blackboard under the resources section, but go ahead and hit that. And it's a very small file. But it's ESXi 700-VMK USB NIC, and there's a bunch of other stuff after it, but it is pretty small, only 344, almost 345 kilobits. All right, so I've uploaded it there. So now I'm going to take my host, and I'm going to put it into maintenance mode, and this is going to allow us to be able to access system folders, system directories without having to affect anything. You will notice that it will shut down all your VMs while we do this. That's totally fine. Actually, before I do this, I actually like to go into my virtual machines and shut them down manually, only because this is a more graceful shutdown. You can see the shutdown command is done. So it's actually in the process of shutting it down. I'm going to give it about 10-15 seconds or so. And once that's done, I will just hit power off. And this is kind of a graceful way of bringing down your systems. You don't want it just to cut power because you could have some weird things happening with states. So. This should be enough time. Go ahead and power it off. Once that clears, it should go gray, which it did. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my host. I'm going to go to Actions, down to enter maintenance mode. Now, by doing this, if you don't have your machine shut down, it should shut them down for you. But like I said, I just like to do it so it's more of a graceful start. And you'll see here that now we're in maintenance mode. We have a little caution tape over our host that tells us that we're in maintenance mode. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to open up an SSH client. In this case, we'll use PuTTY. We're going to log in via SSH to the host. This one I've never logged in with PuTTY before because I've just enabled SSH, so we have to accept the key. And we're going to log in as root with the root password. And I'll just make this a little bit bigger. Some of these commands are fairly large. So this is not necessary that you do this part, but I just want to show you kind of the directory structure here. This is a type of Linux, so we can use Linux commands. So I just did a ls to list my directory there. You see here there should be a folder called vmfs. That's our VM file system. Okay. And we do ls again. We see we have our volumes and devices. I want to go to volumes. Do an ls again. And you see data store 1. That's the volume that I want to get to. And notice when I go there, it does not give me data store 1 here. It gives me the hash location of where that system is on the hard drive, which is fine. Do an ls here, and now we have that folder called zap that I created. So ultimately, that's where we want to get to. Once we do ls here, I should see my zip file in there. That's the file that we have to install. Okay, so the command we're going to be running to install that file is called ESXi software vib install. That's VMF /volumes /data store /zap /ex caps ESXi. So tab is your friend. Make sure you do that because you don't want to type all that out. Once you go ahead and hit enter here, it's going to actually do the install. If it works right, we're going to get a successful install listed here. And here we have the message, the update completed successfully, but the system needs to be rebooted to take effect. All right, so we are done here. We can exit. And now we are back to the host. So I can go to reboot, reboot host, hit reboot. And this will log me out, and it's actually rebooting the host in the background. And we're going to give it a minute or two here. I will fast forward through this so you won't have to watch all this. So I'm back to the login screen. I'm going to go ahead and type in root and our password. Then we'll log in. You'll notice here that we are still in maintenance mode. So we can go ahead, go to actions, exit maintenance mode. So now the system is back up and running. I will look at my virtual machines here and notice that they're still off. I want to have vCenter powered on. So I'm going to select that, go ahead, powered on. So that can boot and we can log back into vCenter. In the photon there, I'm going to go back to networking. And you'll notice now that we've installed the driver, USB 0 is actually enabled at 1 gigabit. So we have 1,000 megabits full duplex. So the driver worked and we are ready to continue the lab. You want to go ahead and do this on all of your VM machines.